How long could you survive without water or food? It's a fundamental question of human survival, one that has intrigued scientists, survivalists, and anyone who's ever pondered the limits of the human body. It's a question that might sound simple on the surface, but the answer is anything but straightforward. The reality is far more complex and nuanced than you might initially imagine. Let's break it down and explore the factors that determine how long a person can endure without these essential elements. We'll delve into the science behind it, examining the physiological processes that come into play when the body is deprived of water and food. First up, water, the elixir of life. Your body is more than half water, typically around 55% to 78%, depending on factors like age and body composition. And every single cell in your body depends on it to work, to carry out its vital functions. Water is essential for everything from regulating body temperature to transporting nutrients and removing waste. On average, a person can survive about 3 days without water. This is a general guideline, a benchmark that's often cited in survival scenarios. But this isn't a hard and fast rule etched in stone. There are numerous exceptions and caveats to consider. Temperature, specifically the ambient temperature of your surroundings. Your level of physical activity and exertion. Age, which plays a significant role in physiological resilience, and your general state of health all play a significant part in determining your survival time without water. Pre-existing medical conditions can drastically alter the equation. If you're in a hot environment, exposed to scorching sun, or you're engaged in strenuous physical activity, sweating profusely, you could start feeling the debilitating effects of dehydration in just a few hours, as your body rapidly loses fluids. Symptoms of dehydration start subtly, often with a nagging feeling of thirst and an uncomfortable dryness in your mouth. Push it further, ignore the warning signs, and you'll start to get dizzy, lightheaded, and unsteady on your feet, confused, disoriented, and struggling to think clearly, and even risk severe kidney failure or ultimately death. Dehydration is a serious threat that should never be underestimated. Basically, 3 days is the usual limit, the point at which the body's systems begin to shut down without water. But some people in truly extreme cases, driven by sheer will and fortunate circumstances, have survived up to a week, though that's incredibly rare and exceptionally dangerous. Now let's shift our focus to the other essential element, food. You can generally go a significantly longer period without eating than you can without drinking water. The body has reserves to draw upon. Most healthy adults can survive without food for approximately 3 weeks, or around 21 days. Sometimes, depending on individual factors and body composition, even longer than that. The rule of threes is a good way to remember the general survival timeline, a simple mnemonic device. 3 minutes without air, highlighting the immediate need for oxygen, 3 days without water, underscoring the critical importance of hydration, and 3 weeks without food, illustrating the body's ability to endure longer periods of starvation. But again, it's crucial to remember that this rule isn't universal or absolute. Individual variations play a significant role. When you stop eating, your body intelligently uses up its readily available stored carbohydrates first, providing a quick source of energy. Then, as carbohydrate reserves dwindle, it turns to stored fat, a more substantial energy source. And eventually, in a desperate attempt to survive, it starts breaking down precious muscle tissue for energy, a process that can have detrimental long-term effects. Over time, as your body consumes its own resources, you'll feel increasingly weak, perpetually cold, and profoundly tired. Your immune system, weakened by the lack of nutrients, takes a significant hit, making you more susceptible to infections. And your vital organs start to struggle under the strain, their functions compromised by the lack of essential building blocks. At the 2 or 3 week mark of complete food deprivation, the risk of serious, potentially irreversible health complications goes way up, pushing your body to its absolute limits. Some hunger strikers, driven by political or ideological convictions, have survived even longer, up to 40 or even an astonishing 70 days. But it's crucial to note that these individuals almost always have access to water, which is paramount for survival. So, after considering all these factors, how long could realistically last in a survival situation? The truth is, as we've seen, there's simply no one-size-fits-all answer to this question. Things like your age, your overall health status, your metabolic rate, and the specific environmental conditions you're facing all make a significant difference. Ultimately, dehydration will kill you much faster and more decisively than starvation ever will. Water is the more immediate and pressing need. And if you're ever unfortunate enough to find yourself in a genuine survival situation, whether in the wilderness or an unexpected emergency, finding a source of clean, potable water should be your absolute top priority, overshadowing all other concerns. The bottom line? Don't ever deliberately test these limits or push your body to the brink. Your body is remarkably tough and resilient, capable of enduring incredible hardship, but it's definitely not invincible. Take good care of yourself, prioritize staying adequately hydrated, and always remember that water always comes first in any survival equation. Thanks for watching. Stay curious about the world around you, and above all, stay safe and prepared.